I'm glad I caught you just as you got the 3 cards. Not have to do much, but I'm assuming I'm going to need these, so.
You stinker.
Can I just on your card?
It's fine.
I just don't want to bend it too much.
3 of them are already permanently bent from being pissed on by the other cat. Alirien, and welcome to the Samhain Tarot readings for 2025. I would like to apologize and also thank you for your patience in this very, very low-key setup that I'm using right now. My house is an absolute mess, and this was the most usable spot to film it this time around. I will hopefully be able to better dedicate an area that we consistently use. I've been kind of bouncing around the house, as you will know from the last few videos. We have a wonderful assistant today as well. And of course, these are coming to you late. I apologize for that as well. And again, thank you for your patience and your understanding, but life has been hectic. It's not an excuse, just an explanation, but I'm gonna get these done and get these out to you as soon as possible. Of course, Samhain is known as the Witch's New Year. It is our last final harvest and is the beginning of our preparation for everything that is most important that absolutely needs to be done before the solstice begins the new wheel. We are preparing for the darkness and the cold of winter. We are finalizing our stock and taking final examination of everything that we've accomplished in this year and everything that still needs to be accomplished, and examining what worked and what didn't and why, and what we can improve upon starting at Yule. Since Samhain is the 31st of October into the 1st of November, it is Scorpio season, so we will be starting with Scorpio and ending off with Libra this time, and following our usual format of 3 cards from a Waite-Smith style tarot deck, in this case the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot, and our oracular component. Normally we pull 1 card from an oracle deck, but in this case, instead of an oracle deck, we will be using the runes. These are my amethyst runes that I purchased at Louisiana Ren Fest from the fortune teller booth several years ago, so we will be using those as our oracular side. And before we get too far into everything, I would like to ask, if you are new and enjoy the video, please consider subscribing, and if you are not new, please make sure you are already subscribed and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Don't forget, I do offer personal tarot and oracle readings of various kinds through my website, aliriencosplay.com, and above all else, remember to take what resonates as you watch through these readings. The one for your sun sign from the Western Zodiac may not necessarily be the best one for you. Please consider watching through the whole video, because you never know which one of the 12 readings will be most important for you. You can find the time codes and chapters on the time progress bar at the bottom of the video and listed in the description. But all of that said, let's go ahead and shuffle and start with Scorpio. Alright, Scorpio, you have drawn the inverted 7 of potions, the 9 of needles, the Knight of presents, the inverted Page of potions, and the 9 of potions. Your rune is the reversed rune of Earth. So the 7 of potions usually is coming up when you have an array of options in front of you of where you want to go, what you want to do, how you want to approach your goal from where you currently stand. Basically a fork in the road, right? And instead of just 2 paths, it's several. And some of the options are actually really beneficial and would help. Some of them are not what they seem. They're they're too good to be true in some way. And since it is inverted, I'm thinking maybe you're really, really struggling with telling which options are going to be beneficial and are worth your time and which ones are not. I think you are very, very concerned about whether or not you're going to select the correct path from this point. And I think it's partially because you're feeling very, very exhausted and you're feeling probably a bit burned out. I mean, we just had Halloween and already we're delving into Thanksgiving and Christmas with the time change happening literally the weekend right after Halloween. Normally it's at least a week later. It seems like everything's moving too fast this year, right? The Nine of Needles is part of what suggests to me that you are just very worried about getting everything right. The Nine of Needles, needles being this deck's version of the swords, it's despair, it's anxiety, it's sleeplessness. You have so many things going on that you can't quite keep them all straight. And you recognize this, so you're worried about being able to keep all the ducks in a row. Even though the ducks would probably have a bit more fun not being forced to be all lined up, but that's not the point. The Knight of Presents, being the Knight of Pentacles, presents are pentacles in this one, suggests it's a card of determination, of continuing to take your time, moving forward toward your goal, doing the things you know you need to do, however tedious they might be, because you know that maintaining focus on the goal and persevering to do what must be done to achieve it will ultimately win out in the end. And it's kind of serving as a reminder that while you know this, you're kind of letting your worry get the better of you. It doesn't matter how much needs to be done. It is possible to get it done. It is possible for you to really sit down and look at all the options. Even though there's so many in front of you that it's overwhelming, take your time. Take it one thing at a time. Figure out which decisions are most important to make right now and which ones are still important but don't need to be decided today, and make priorities and then solve them in order of priority, one thing at a time, because that's all you can do is one thing at a time, right? The inverted Page of Potions, similar to the Nine of Needles, suggests that you are very worried with specific outcomes, and you're perhaps so concerned with how well you need everything to turn out that you're worried about everything not being just so, and you need to be a bit more open-minded. Things might not go the way you have envisioned in your head. That doesn't mean they're not going well. Take a deep breath, and again, be open-minded to all the possibilities that could come. Whatever you're planning, even if you can't do things the exact way that you have planned for, there is still another way. And that's part of what the Seven of Potions is kind of showing you. There are a multitude of ways forward through this. And yes, some of them will be detrimental, but for the most part, I think you will get through all of this decision making, all of this planning, all of these steps to your goal as well as possible. You just need to be a little wary of a few of the options. But ultimately, whichever way you go, doing all of this, you're gonna reach your goal and it's gonna be great. The Nine of Cups is a card of contentment, of being just generally in a very, very good place emotionally and in terms of the relationships that you are in right now. So you have the wherewithal to get through all of this. You are capable of the determination and the willpower, and emotionally you are stable enough to take on this task, however monumentous it feels. Now you just need to sit down and, as I said, take it one step at a time. Reversed Perth warns against expecting too much or being stuck expecting things to come through the way that they always have, or the exact same way that it has come through for other people. You need to gather your thoughts and you need to concentrate on what is right in front of you, instead of being so overwhelmed that you let your mind wander to other things and keep putting off the overwhelming thing. The thing that's overwhelming you won't be overwhelming you anymore if you just deal with it. Take a breath, make a list, prioritize everything that needs to be done, and then start tackling it one thing at a time. Sagittarius, you have drawn the Five of Needles, the inverted Eight of Presents, the inverted Knight of Potions, the inverted Page of Needles, and you have drawn the rune Gebo. The Five of Needles indicates conflict and loss. You seem to be on the losing foot with something that you are kind of fighting through right now. The Eight of Presents inverted is a loss of motivation and energy to continue working toward your goal. Knight of Potions inverted suggests that you are using your charisma unwisely and in unsavory ways. The inverted Page of Needles likewise I think it signifies an immaturity. The inverted Page of Needles almost feels like a paranoia to me. I don't know if this is true physical exhaustion, if this is a mental and emotional exhaustion because you've just been dealing with whatever this is for so long, but this just feels like exhaustion. You're tired and you're starting to feel like there's no point continuing to fight. You're kind of on the brink of giving up. Gebo is signifying some sort of partnership that is important. And this could be something with your current partnership, or what I'm thinking is that this partnership, whatever it is meant to help reinvigorate you. This person is meant to help you with this rather than you going at it alone, like I suspect you've been doing. Because there are some things in life that we just aren't meant to deal with alone. It's why we as people are so inherently social. We need our friends and our family to help us. So I think first of all, you need to go out and do something just for you. You need to take at least a day to do things just for you to help you reset. Then you need to turn to this partnership, whoever this is, and talk to this person about what's going on. He or she may already know, but you need to talk to this person about what's going on. Then you need to do the really hard part and be vulnerable and ask for help. And then start moving forward together with this individual. And I bet you it will be so much better moving forward. Capricorn, you have pulled the inverted 9 of presents, 9 of needles, 6 of needles, temperance, and you have pulled the rune Dagas. You, Capricorn, also feel like you're kind of at wit's end. The inverted 9 of presents and the 9 of needles both signify the stress that you are under, because whatever you're working toward, whatever you're trying to achieve right now, is very, very important to you. And you're stressed about getting the right outcome and about whether or not you're truly ready for this step forward. The 6 of Needles is a card of transition, and it is a transition that is necessary. Needles, swords, are mental. They have to do with the mind. So there is some sort of mindset shift that is necessary. And it is for the better, even though you don't entirely want to leave behind where you currently are. But it's a transition that needs to happen. And you know this. Your counsel, part of your counsel, is temperance. You just need to find that sweet spot, that balance. You don't have to completely let go of everything you currently have to make way for what's next, for the thing that you're preparing for and want so badly but are so worried about. You just need balance. You need to take your time. You need to make sure you're getting enough time to get work done, but not working so hard that you're not taking time to relax and do the things you enjoy outside of work. Dagas is a rune of breakthrough and transformation. This is transition. See where this is going? Again, this transition is incredibly important. And with it, and with being able to navigate through it, comes a significant breakthrough to finding something new about who you're meant to be and discovering new strengths you might not have known you had before by testing yourself and discovering them. You will be able to reach your goal. You just need to start shifting how you think about it and be moderate in how hard you push yourself toward achieving it. Aquarius, you have drawn the Magician, the 7 of Needles, the 8 of Presents, the 9 of Needles, and your rune is Berkana. You, Aquarius, like the other signs, I think this is going to be a running theme for everybody, are anxious. You're losing sleep, you are worried about the outcome of whatever is currently going on for you. However, you need not let that stop you, because otherwise you seem to be in a very good place. The Magician is a card all about recognizing that we are, as we are now, fully capable of achieving the goal that is in front of us and the things that need to be done. You have the smarts, you have the passion, you have the heart, you have the resources to achieve what you're currently trying to achieve. It may require you to discover some new skills or talents that you may have, or learn something new to make better use of what you have available to you, but you are fully capable of reaching your current goal. The 7 of Needles suggests that you've been considering options for achieving this goal that are unnecessary or perhaps would not be the healthiest options, but it does make the point that, but it does mean that you already know that you have a lot of options in front of you of how to make sure you achieve this goal. You just need to make sure that you only exhaust the means that are absolutely necessary to achieve this goal. Don't jump the gun on trying to do anything drastic, right? You have the 8 of Presents, which is a card of kind of starting to see the early beginnings of the fruits of your labor. You're starting to see bits of success in your pursuit of your goal, and it's a reminder to keep working toward it. It's meant to re-inspire you if you need it, to not give up, to not let any of the tedium or the less fun parts of working toward this goal get in the way. Look how far you've already come. Look how well off you already are. Things will only get better from here. So in spite of your 9 of Needles, your anxiety, your worry, you are well poised to reach this goal. Berkana is a rune of growth and rebirth. It represents that there is fertility here and, as I said, an opportunity for growth, and that combined with the Magician tells me that this goal you're working toward, this phase of your life, is meant to help you learn things about yourself and what you're capable of and what you can do when you put your mind to it. The things around you in the world may not be the greatest right now. That doesn't mean that you are stuck. You will get there. Just keep having faith in yourself and what you already know you're capable of. Pisces, you have pulled, hopefully I can get through this before my cat sits on all the cards again, the Eight of Presents, the inverted Hanged Man, the inverted Fool, the inverted Four of Needles, and the reversed Four of Presents. Let's double check the Roman numeral there. Your rune is Hagalaz. The Eight of Presents is a card of determination, of the wherewithal to continue working toward your goal, no matter how tedious and tiring it feels at times. And that is something that is important to hang on to. I just need to make sure that you are not doing it to a fault and to the detriment of yourself, because the rest of the cards suggest you might be about to seriously upend yourself. Almost literally. We do have the inverted Hanged Man. This inverted Hanged Man is asking you to really consider shifting your perspective of your current situation. We have the inverted Fool, which suggests that perhaps you haven't fully considered consequences and drawbacks of the path you're starting. The inverted Four of Needles tells me you have a significant need for rest, but you're not letting yourself have it. The inverted Four of Presents is a selfish greed. It's a stinginess. It's an unwillingness to spend any more than is absolutely necessary out of your resources right now. You are scared to devote any of your time or energy or money toward anything. You're almost going into survival mode, hardcore. And there's not really a need to, I don't think. I'm concerned that you are so focused on reaching your current goal that you might be starting to isolate yourself and aren't properly examining how you should reach that goal and not properly taking care of yourself. And Hagalaz being a rune of disruption, it is, in essence, it is the runic equivalent of the Tower. Some significant upheaval is going to occur that's going to drastically shift your priorities. And if you continue moving the way you've been moving, you are perhaps going to be in a much worse position after this disruption than if you shift course and correct these things that are starting to happen before this disruption occurs. See what I'm saying? You need to shift your perspective. You need to take a step back and get the rest you need and really re-examine the pros and the cons and the benefits and potential consequences of everything you're trying to do. And you know, really take a look at your resources and understand that you don't need to be a penny pincher. I almost wonder if you've convinced yourself that things are worse off than they are, and thus because you have convinced yourself of such, this is going to feel like the worst possible thing that could have happened. And if you can correct course, this disruption won't feel like the end of the world. Aries, you have pulled the Eight of Needles, the Chariot, the inverted Knight of Needles, the Six of Needles, the inverted Tower, Justice in reverse. And your rune is Ansus in reverse. The Eight of Needles tells me you feel stuck. I think several of the signs are feeling a little stuck right now. But you feel particularly stuck. The difference for you is that you are struggling to see that it's partially within your own, like not all of how you are stuck is your doing. You have more control over getting yourself out than you have previously recognized. The Chariot is a card of fast movement, of control, of taking those reins. So I think you are well poised now that you know that you can start resolving this situation for yourself. You are well poised to be able to do so. Oh, bitty bit. You just need to see it. You just need to see that way out, and once you see it, you need to take it. The Knight of Needles warns against recklessness and being too extravagant or too attention-seeking as you work your way out of this. Your focus needs to be, Six of Needles, on transitioning, on moving on and getting out of your current situation, moving into a better one. The Tower inverted is what suggests to me that perhaps willfully been unaware of how to get out of this, though. You've kind of been avoiding it because I think you know that it might not be super comfortable or super pleasant to have to fight your way out of this situation, but you know you need to do it. And it'll be better in the long run to do what needs to be done, however pleasant or unpleasant it is, for the sake of what lies beyond, which is, of course, a better situation. And inverted justice, similarly, the consequences for various actions that have led to this point have been delayed, and part of that delay has been you. You need to acknowledge that there is a way out. You need to take that way out, and you need to keep moving until you are out of this situation and things begin to improve. Ansu's reversed further indicates concern over failed communication, lack of clarity about past or present, feeling inhibited from accepting that which is offered. So you know what the way forward is, but for some reason you feel like you can't take it. Again, I think there's an aspect of complacency almost, where you would almost rather stay where you are, shitty as it is, because the concept of change is so much more uncomfortable to you. And I think that's absurd. You need to make these changes. You know you need to make these changes. Accept it and start moving forward. Taurus, you have pulled the inverted star, the page of candles, the 8 of needles, the inverted 8 of needles, the knight of potions, the inverted 10 of presents. And your rune is Hagalaz. Taurus, you like Aries feel like you are your own worst obstacle right now. The inverted star tells me you've lost some hope. Page of Candles is upright, which tells me you're inspired and you're feeling passionate and ready to start something. 8 of Needles tells me you feel stuck, however, and thank you, Roxanne, and are not seeing that you have the power to move forward. You're almost refusing to recognize your own means of moving forward. The Knight of Potions is an arrival of some sort, a beginning, a messenger. Inverted 10 of Presents is something left unfinished, some sort of unresolved work. It almost feels like you've had this idea and you have this project that you want to start, but you can't because you haven't finished the one before it. And so you've gotten yourself stuck in your own head, feeling like you can't start the next one, the next thing. You haven't finished the previous thing, but you want to work on the next thing, so you're not finishing the previous thing, so you can't start the next thing. Do you see how this is just a pointless game of Pong in your own brain? And one of two things is going to happen. Hagalaz is upheaval. It's disruption. Something that you can't control is going to insert itself into your timeline, and it's either going to render the previous thing unfinishable, so you have no choice but to move on to the next project, or you're suddenly not going to be able to work on the new one. So right now, take that excitement for the new thing and pour it into the work you haven't finished yet from the last project. Once you finish that project, let the fact that, oh, I finished this and I'm proud of what I did, propel you into this new thing that you're so excited about. Because it's a beautiful thing to be this inspired and this ready to pursue something. We cannot pursue goals if we're just going to leave them forgotten because a brighter, shinier goal came along partway through. And further, because I feel like somehow this is an element in this, we cannot spend our lives waiting for every single iota surrounding a potential goal to be perfect before we start working toward it. If we do that, then we will probably never get to anything we want to do. Perfection is the enemy of good enough. Don't let that happen. Start now. Finish the project that needs to be finished, and then start the next thing, whether or not you feel you're completely ready to do it. Something may come along that gets in the way anyway. Better to have done as much as you could before that happens. Gemini, you have pulled the 8 of Presents, Queen of Needles, the High Priestess, the inverted 7 of Potions, and the King of Needles. Your rune is Hagalaz. You, Gemini, are the third sign to have drawn Hagalaz. Hagalaz is a rune of upheaval and disruption. It's essentially the equivalent of the Tower. Something has happened or is about to happen that is going to force you to reevaluate your priorities, that will make you keep your ego and your sense of self in check. The 8 of Presents tells me you've been working diligently toward a goal, and that is commendable. And you have the will and the determination to keep working toward it, even in the more tedious portions of the work. Queen of Needles, King of Needles, and High Priestess also say that you are well poised for dealing with whatever this Hagalaz situation is. You are mentally sound enough to look at all of the options for your decisions and think carefully before speaking or acting, and that's going to be very important. High Priestess, likewise, reminds you that your intuition and your gut feelings about something are going to be just as important as your logic and your wit to solve whatever problems arise and navigate around whatever obstacles crop up, particularly because the Seven of Potions, is concerned that you're going to be overwhelmed by how many options you're presented with at times for how to navigate all of this. And if you just focus on what needs to be done and focus on balancing your logic and your intuition, even when that intuition doesn't quite make sense, you should have no fear about making the wrong choice. You will get through this. You just need to think through everything very clearly. Cancer, you have drawn the Nine of Candles, the Ten of Potions, the Ten of Potions inverted, the Six of Needles inverted, the Page of Presents in reverse, the Sun reversed. Your rune is Hagalaz, which makes you the fourth sign to pull it. Nine of Candles and Ten of Potions tell me you are very close to reaching some sort of goal. Some part of your path is coming to a close, which is a good thing. Been working toward this for a while. The Ten of Potions being inverted, however, along with the rest of the cards being inverted, suggest that there is something unresolved that is preventing you quite reaching this end. Something is weighing on you emotionally and mentally, which in turn is going to have building effects on your happiness and your contentment over this goal being achieved if you don't resolve them. The Six of Needles indicates a transition that's being delayed. It could be that you are worried about the unknowns beyond it. Inverted Page of Presents along with Hagalaz is suggesting some sort of news or upheaval. I'm wondering if news you weren't prepared to hear has come in and it's weighing on you such that you can't focus on what you were trying to achieve beforehand. I'm wondering if your upheaval, if your disruption has already presented itself. And heavy though it may be, it shouldn't stop you, whatever it is. The only truly inevitable thing about life is that change is going to happen. Death is a change and a transition. Birth is a change and a transition. Growing old is a constant transition. Change is just something we have to live with. And you've been through so many changes already, this one shouldn't scare you. It might be a lot to handle, but it's nothing you can't handle. And that is the difference. You are so close to this achievement. And while you can take a step back to let yourself absorb whatever news has come in and process it, don't let it derail you entirely. Someone has gone upside down. Leo, you have pulled the inverted Devil, the inverted Two of Presents, Death inverted, and the Three of Potions also inverted. Your rune is Awaz. The Devil tells me that there is some sort of addiction or dependency or obsession that you're starting to make the steps toward letting go of. You've come to the realization, that's the important first step, that it's no longer healthy. It was never necessary, but now it's becoming unhealthy and it's time to cut it out. It's time to quit. Cold turkey if you can. Just let it go. And as uncomfortable as adjusting to no longer having it in your life might be, withdrawal is a serious thing. It is better to be uncomfortable for a little bit of time until you truly no longer need it than to continue relying on it and make yourself even worse off. The inverted Two of Presents does warn that you've fallen out of balance, and this obsession probably had something to do with it. You're out of balance and you need to take some time to reestablish an equilibrium and proceed forward in as much moderation as possible. It might not necessarily be something you have to cut out, it may just simply be you need to cut back. Inverted Death does suggest that whatever this change has been getting put off and delayed. And again, I think it's that you're not quite ready to deal with the relatively mild to moderate discomfort of not having whatever this is you've been relying on. But the inverted Three of Potions says that some of your relationships are being affected here. You need to make the steps necessary to make this change. You need to cut out this obsession. You need to reestablish an equilibrium, and you need to spend time with your friends and your family, the people you care most about, who you know care most about you. They're there to help you, and you can't let those relationships fall apart for the sake of avoiding a little bit of discomfort for a while. Because I promise you, it's better to have those people in your life than to be alone and still have whatever the dependency is. The rune of Awaz, fittingly, is a rune of transit, transition, movement, and progress. It's telling you to move. It's telling you to go. It's telling you to take the steps necessary. Stop putting them off. Do what needs to be done. Virgo, you have drawn the Seven of Candles, the Empress inverted, the Page of Presents, the Nine of Needles inverted, and your rune is Ingus. The Seven of Candles is a card of having needed to stand your ground on something. You've been having to defend yourself in some way, and you've been doing so well. You are commended for sticking to your values and what you hold most important. The inverted Empress warns that you are perhaps falling into some sort of dependency and being a little too clingy in some way as a result, because you're getting tired. This has been going on for a while. Don't let your compassion wither in response to how others have been treating you. The Page of Pentacles is a card of study, of reflection, of learning new things. So you are likely to learn something new or come to understand something in a better way that may help with resolving this more easily and more quickly so that you can rest. The inverted Nine of Needles, and this goes hand in hand with the inverted Empress, says that some of your anxiety about this situation is threatening to start leaning into despair. Not just having a bit of trouble sleeping, but not being able to sleep at all. Outright insomnia. But like with Page of Presents, the rune of Ingus is a rune of fertility and new beginnings. This situation, the Seven of Candles, having to stand your ground so hard, is not going to last much longer. There is something new on your horizon that is going to shake things up and give you a chance to breathe and focus on something so much happier and clearer than whatever you've been dealing with up to now. Just persevere a little bit longer, because a serious reset is coming for you. A desperately needed reset, and you're gonna be so just invigorated by what's coming that you're not even gonna stop to think about what you've been dealing with before for quite some time. And last but certainly not least, you have pulled the most cards today. Libra, you have drawn for Samhain the Eight of Presents, the Page of Presents, the Eight of Needles, the Four of Potions, Tower, the inverted Ten of Needles, the inverted Magician, the inverted Star. And your rune is Othila. Libra has a lot on their mind right now. The Eight of Presents, like with the other signs who have pulled it, does indicate a willingness and a determination to reach whatever goal you have set out in front of you. And that is something that you're going to need to hang on to, right, in order to navigate what's ahead of you. Page of Presents signifies perhaps a new beginning or new information, having learned things or come to better understanding of some things, a fresh renewal of some of your resources as well. The Eight of Needles suggests maybe feeling a little bit stuck, so just remember that no matter how stuck you might feel, there is a way forward and a way to navigate whatever obstacles you might have. The Four of Potions warns against being too apathetic in any way. Don't be too blasé and too uncaring about the steps you take and the ways you navigate everything. Be mindful of the Tower. There's at least one thing that's going to come along that will disrupt whatever you're working toward. But no matter how heavy that Tower moment feels, you will be able to pick yourself back up and keep going. The inverted Ten of Needles, fittingly after the Tower, tells you that whatever happens, you can only go up from there. The inverted Magician warns you not to forget about how much you are already capable of, and that everything you need to achieve your current goal, you already have access to in terms of resources and knowledge and skill and relationships. The inverted Star likewise warns you not to lose your hope, not to lose sight of that light at the end. This path is not going to be completely easy. There will be difficult moments, but you will get to the end, and I think it's going to be a beautiful thing, because whatever you are working toward is important enough. Above all else, your will and your determination to get there will see you through. The rune of Othila is a rune of separation, retreat, and inheritance. Something old, things from your past, will need to be shed to make way for what you are working toward. And that is perhaps what is hinted at with this Tower and Ten of Needles situation in the middle. This goal is clearly important to you, so you must be prepared to let go of things that are going to be uncomfortable to let go of, but important to do so, because you know ultimately you will be better in the end for having done so. Keep hold of your hope, keep hold of your potential, your will, your determination. You'll get through. Thank you for waiting till I was done to get off of them. And there we have our 12 readings for the season of Samhain for 2025. I hope you found whatever guidance you may need for these next few weeks in at least one of the readings herein, and I wish you all the best in the way of reflection and the smoothest preparation possible that this season has to offer as we move toward the dark and cold of winter and the beginning of the next wheel at you. Blessed Samhain to you all from me and from Roxy. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know where the buttons and the links are to show me that love. But if nothing else, as mentioned at the beginning, I hope you will subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and double check you are subscribed if you have done so already, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. If you'd like to see more content like this one specifically, I have my divination playlist linked in the cards and in the description below, where you can also find my Linktree portal to keep up with my adventures on other social media planes, or to head to my website and book your own personal tarot reading. As always, I would like to give a huge special thanks to my Covens of patrons and Twitch subscribers who continue to be my biggest supporters. And if you, dear viewer, would like to join either of those ranks, again, check that link tree for my Patreon, which begins at $1 per month, or my Twitch channel, where tier 1 subs begin at $5.99. Thanks again. Stay tuned for more Breath of the Wild VODs as we have reached the VODs from the current computer, the better computer. Finally, so excited. And a vlog from the first opening weekend of the Louisiana Renaissance Festival. And I shall speak to you all again very, very soon. Keep aiming, my loves. Mwah. Bye, y'all. You're your baby. Mwah. Can I get one? Oh, that's a much better spot. Thank you.